something that's different because we don't normally look at each other, right? And I want you to understand something that's going on right now. And it's a whole lot deeper than what you think. Right now, you're giving somebody a gift that they haven't had in a while. And that's the gift of being seen.
Oops.
You'll be amazed how many people walk around every single day feeling invisible. Feeling like nobody sees them, nobody understands them, nobody hears them, nobody values them, nobody honors them. So just for 1 second, I want you to give them a gift. And while you're looking at that person, I just want you to say to them, like, you are loved. You are appreciated. You are worthy. And you're supposed to be here. All right, put your hands together. Go ahead. All right. Yeah, I told you it was going to be a little bit tight because we ain't used to looking at people. You know what I'm saying? We be walking around. We been looking, but we been acting like we don't be looking. You know what I'm saying? We scoping them all the way out, too. We all in their little business. You know? What I came to talk about today is I need for you guys to know your role. Right? And the reason why we're going to talk about that is because you'll be amazed how many grown adults that do not know their purpose. That don't even understand what purpose really and truly is. Walk around feeling like, I don't even know why I'm here. I just go to work and pay bills, and then I come home and I do it all over again, and and it's just what I do. And we spend majority of our life going to work, coming home, paying bills, and doing that same exact routine, living the whole entire life unfulfilled, unsatisfied, unhappy, just living, just living. But what I want you to understand is this, that a casual life is full of casualties.
All right now.
You might want all the smoke about your life. You gotta wake up every day and own that day. You have to wake up every day with the mentality that I'm supposed to be here. Every single day that you wake up, you gotta understand that as long as you got breath in your body, you still have purpose. What is purpose? Right? Let's get to the notes real quick. Y'all know I stay with notes. See, a couple of y'all got street poet shirts on, so I know y'all ready to take notes too. All right. What is purpose? Purpose is a reason for which something is created or done. So we'll break it down. What is purpose? Purpose is intention. Waking up, I did this because of that. I'm showing up for myself because this is what I want for myself. I'm working this hard in my life because this is what I want the outcome to be. When you are working on yourself and you're very intentional about what it is that you're doing, in that moment you will find that I'm loving myself on purpose. I'm coming through for myself and I'm doing that on purpose. And when you know who you are, you also know who you're not. So you set yourself up in a position to where people can't tell you know anything about you. Because see, if you don't know who you are, if you haven't sat down and actually did the work on yourself to find out who you are sitting back, and what you're doing, you're looking for validation from everybody else. You want them to give you the green light, the go ahead before you start your business, before you start your brand, before you start living outside of those generational curses that y'all done took on and said, oh girl, this is just tradition. Oh yeah, we be making them generational curses. That's a tradition, that's a curse. That's why your heart be so heavy when you're doing it. Right, let's just be real about it. Y'all know I'm real, I'm raw. That's just how I come. I told them that before they booked me. Let me do what I gotta do. Don't come now. Right? So one of the things that you got to understand is that you got to know who you are so that you will know who you are not. Because I'm going to tell you one thing about people. People will go outside of their way to make sure that they tear you down, to make sure that they discredit you, to make sure that they slander you and make you feel as though you are nothing and you contribute absolutely nothing to their life. And the reason why they do that is because that's the enemy's job. His job is to play mind games. His job is to distract you from your purpose, because distraction equals neglect. As long as you're distracted, right? You ain't doing no work on yourself. as you're distracted and you're busy over there providing comfort for everybody else, guess what you are? You're uncomfortable. Why do I have to be uncomfortable in order for you to have comfort? Why do I always have to sacrifice myself and my happiness, my joy, and my peace to make sure that you're okay? And what you got to understand is they're never going to tell you that that's what you're doing, because people want to use your gifts, your talents, your skills to do what? To fulfill their dreams. Because see, it's okay for you to do good, but you just can't do better than me. Yeah, that's a fact. It's okay. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. You say it one more time. Yeah. Deep in the back. See, what they want is okay for you to do good, but you just can't do better than me. It's okay for you to have, but you just can't have more than me. It's okay for you to shine, but you better not start shining brighter than me. Because see, everybody loves you when you're the underdog. Everybody loves you when you first starting out. But baby, when they start knowing your name. Oh yeah, it'd be a different thing when they start knowing your name. When they start knowing your name, then you'll start seeing people that's around you, they'll start operating different. And the first thing that they'll say is, oh, you acting different. You acting bougie. Oh, you didn't change. No, I haven't changed. You're just used to the broken version of me. Because as long as you show up in life as that broken, vulnerable version, everybody loves you. Everybody supports you. I'm about to put you on game. Everybody loves you when you are broken because you're easy to control. When you have it's a fact. When you have a healthy mindset, right? That means I didn't establish my boundaries. So it's a lot of things that I ain't gonna put up with. Right? That yelling through my phone gonna get it hung up. Yeah, that's right. That inconsistency, you will never hear from me again. Let's be real. You can't reciprocate, or baby, if you can't reciprocate, you cannot participate in my life. That's just how that goes. That's how it goes. If you cannot pick up what it is that I'm putting down, then there's no need for us to interact. Because what I'm not going to do is stop working on me to constantly come over there to you and have to pull you off the ledge. Constantly have to stop working on myself to make sure that you back on board. I can't do the relationship torture. It's relationship torture to have somebody allow you to be in limbo. Yeah. I said it's relationship torture to have somebody have you over there in limbo. What would you want? I'm going to tell you what to do. When you don't know where you stand in their life, you go stand by somebody else. Expeditiously. Real. And you will be amazed how quick their mind will change. From you begging, crying, and running after them. Oh, don't think that these folks don't know where their bread being buttered at. Because the moment that they start to see you pick yourself up, the moment that they see that those conversations getting smaller and those paragraphs you send it turned into that one letter just came, when they see that, then all of a sudden, now they can call, now they can text, now they can show up for you, and they think that you're supposed to come running. But the truth of the matter is, now I'm more insulted because you're now playing on my intelligence. Because if you could do it now, you could have done it then. So all of that time you was doing nothing but dragging me along. 3 things you can't do with me. You can't drag me, you can't drain me, and you won't destroy me. That's called establishing boundaries. And after you establish your boundaries, you have to also establish your consequences. Because a boundary without a consequence is just an idle threat. You just saying what you're going to do. You've been leaving for 20 years. And you're still there. Oh, all you do is raise your voice and get mad and slam the door. All you're going to do is, baby, it's time out. We 2023. Ain't no more adult temper tantrums. You're going to have to pull your big panties up, get your drawers together, and you're going to have to mean what you say. You have to create the boundary, bring the consequence, and do what? Execute. Every single time. If I say I'm not going to tolerate it, I'm not tolerating it. And it's fair and consistent all the way across the board. What you saying, friends and family members, do not get a free pass. My detachment is top tier. Yeah, my detachment top tier. If I don't know how to do nothing else, I know how to get out your face and out your way. Real fast.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm talking about skinny minute. I'm talking about why you still talking. I'm halfway down the road. Yeah, because that's a fact. Because you know what? Because people are so used to. They're used to these three things. If you got your notes, these are three things they're used to. First thing that they used to, they're used to you overplaying your part. And you overplay your part because you don't know your role. Because you haven't sat down and really evaluated yourself or your circle. So you find yourself showing up for any and everybody. Doing for any and everybody. You didn't bend over so backwards so far the top of your head scratching the ground. So yeah. Some of y'all been jumping through fire rings and jumping through hoops and walking on coal and everything else. And guess what? You're doing all of this for people who's not even asking you for it. You keep doing it because you're lying to yourself and saying, if I don't do it, it won't get done. Girl, if I don't carry this family money, we'll fall apart. If we don't do this. No, those are the lies that you're telling yourself. They won't step up because you won't step out the way. You think that you're helping, but you're enabling the behavior. It's okay to understand why people broken. It's okay to understand why they got trauma and what they're going through. But you having trauma, you having a one-time at band camp story, you having yesteryears and yestertears, baby, guess what? I can understand your pain. I can understand your frustration. I can understand your behavior, but that doesn't mean that I have to accept it. Fix it. Or get out my face. I normally tell people to get the hell on though. I would tell you to go to hell so fast, y'all. I got to change it. But it just works so well for me. I just feel like to go to hell. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, you know how sometimes you don't really have no words to somebody and they just be talking to you and you know that, go to hell. You see how perfect that was? It was like a perfect exit just now. You know what I'm saying? And do this. Smooth off. I walk smooth off, y'all. I ain't playing. The second thing they be doing, overly extending yourself. Again, going back to what I said. You providing comfort for other people that's making you uncomfortable. For some reason or another, we always give the people that add the least value to our life the most of us. The ones that's always there, that's always loving, that's always kind, we overlook them. Because we feel like it's our job, like we're obligated to make sure that the one that's lacking, to make sure that they're on board. And what you have to do is lead people where you met them at. All of us have a divine right of choice, right? You got a choice. And when you make a decision to say that this is what you want to do and how you want to live your life, you got to get out of their way. You have to let people experience life on the level that they're going to be at. Because I'm going to tell you right now, we don't serve that type of God that's going to put no pressure on it. Y'all put pressure, God don't. He will let you live on whatever level you settle for. That's a fact. So if you settle for the bare minimum, that's what you settle for. If you settling for less than what you deserve, hey, again, that's what you settle for. But I'm here to tell you that if you settle, you will suffer. And that's in any relationship, situationship, churchship, jobship, whatever ship that you're on. I want you to understand that a ship is designed to take you places, right? And if that ship ain't shipping, it's time to abort that mission. Right? It's time to get up out of there. I got to go. I'm telling you right now, send my canoe. I'm gone. I'm talking about send my canoe, send my little poncho, send my little floaties and whatnot. I can't afford another soul tie with the wrong person. I can't afford another entanglement. I can't afford to be attached to people that are already committed to living a certain type of way. If you like it, I love it, but it ain't for me. Overly extending yourself is going to constantly have you living a life where you feeling used, you feeling abused, you feeling drained, you feeling tired, you feeling like somebody walking you like a dog, but the truth of the matter is you. You are responsible for your life. You are responsible for your joy. You are responsible for your peace. This ain't something that you go pick up at Walmart on aisle 12. You can't slide through McDonald's and ask for a side of peace with a sprinkle of sanity. That's not there. decision, and you have to stand on that decision, even if it's just you. I'm going to have peace, and that's going to be with or without you. I'm going to have joy, that's going to be with or without you. I'm going to be successful, that's with or without you. That's the mindset. Because you don't change your life by changing your life. See how quiet you got? I knew that was going to get you. Because some of us think that we can change. Oh, South Carolina is just so negative. I got to move to Texas. Oh, Texas ain't what I thought it was. I'm going to move to New York. But you don't change your life by changing your life. You change your life by changing your mind. The more, if you haven't done the work on yourself, you ain't doing nothing but transferring negative energy from one state to the next state, and you're having the same problem over and over with different people. You got to do the work on you. You got to handle you. Because I'm going to tell you right now, takers don't have no limits. They're going to take from you as long as you're willing to give. As long as you don't know no better, they take it. And I'm trying to tell you, they'll have you over there going crazy. And the other, I'm going to say this part, don't y'all get mad now. And the other part, the third thing is this right here, you overstay your welcome. Yeah, baby. Oh, baby, I'm talking about, friend, when I say overstay your welcome, I'm talking about 20 and 30 years in a marriage that's broken. In a relationship with an individual that's already committed to not loving you, that's already committed to not respecting you, not seeing you, not valuing you, not honoring you, that you sitting over there having those conversations like a hamster on a treadmill, you feel me? But a dog chasing his tail, you saying the same thing over and over and over again, so much that he can repeat or she can repeat back everything that you've been saying verbatim, but there's absolutely no change. You get a sorry, but no change behavior. Apology without change of behavior is nothing but manipulation. That's it. But you stay in that situation. And you're hoping and praying, oh yeah, well, one day they're going to change. And if I love them more, they're going to change. And if I shower them with more gifts and I do this and I do that, then one day that they're going to change. And the truth of the matter is, your generosity will not make a person be something that they are not. If they're not for you, it's nothing that you can do. If they don't want you, if they don't see you that way, there's absolutely nothing that you can do. Buying them will not change it. Loving them more will not change it. Bending over backwards will not change it. You're giving somebody more of what they already do not appreciate, and then wondering why you're so tired. Come on. But it's your life, your responsibility. Because you're responsible for your own happiness. So those are the three things. But the next thing is what you got to do is right here. You have to learn how to perfect your exit. Yeah, I don't care who it is. Hey, you got yeah, what? 2 fingers swinging. You got to know. You have to know when it's time to go. You have to know when it's time for you to make that exit, right? But the hard part come in because, Coach, I love them. You know, we got kids together. Them kids been ready to go. Man, and Bonquisha. Man, and Bonquisha, they got their book bags packed already. They so sick and tired of hearing y'all fuss hurting. They been ready to go. They got their Tonka truck in there, their Barbies in there. They ready for you to go. But you use the excuse, I'm staying for the kids, but knowing it's not for the kids. Because you do more damage having them in that narcissistic, toxic type of situation than you would ever do picking your child up and seeing them, allowing them to see you happy and healthy and living a great life. It's lies that we tell ourselves. Because of what? Because of fear. The fear of starting over. The fear of failure. The fear of what everybody else gonna say, how everybody else gonna feel. I want you to understand that being a people pleaser will destroy you faster than everything. Because there's some folks in your life you will never be able to satisfy. And it don't matter what it is that you do. They are already committed to not seeing you or not valuing you. They are already committed to you being the person that you were way back then. They love the broken version of you. They love the person that didn't have boundaries. They love the person that didn't know their worth. They love that individual because as long as you're that way, I can control you. I can manipulate you. I know exactly what to say, exactly what to do to make you do exactly what I want you to do, behave how I want you to behave. That's what a narcissistic do. That's what they want. They want control. They want power. And the only way that they're able to gain that power, gain that control, is if they break you down to the point where you are extremely vulnerable. Why do they want you vulnerable? Just like any other animal and even the enemy, right? What they do? They wait till you get vulnerable so they can attack. You can't be attacked. You think somebody's going to attack you at your strongest state? That's too much of a tussle. I gotta wait till I can catch you off guard. I gotta wait till I can slide in. So what I'm telling you is that I want you to understand that all snakes don't hiss. That's a fact. So right now somebody, they laying next to the ark. Been dealing with the ark. You're trying to convince yourself that they not the ark, but you know that they the ark. You know what I'm saying? And you know that they the ark because in the middle of the night when you laying there in the bed next to them and you crying them silent tears because you ain't trying to wake nobody up. Or when you pull up in front of your house where you pay the rent or you pay the mortgage at, and you sitting out in front of your car where you pay all the bills at, you sitting out there in your car in front of your house because you got to pray before you go in your house because you don't know what type of day that they didn't have, and if they didn't have a bad day, they about to come and ruin your day on what? On purpose. Baby, I'll tell you one thing about street. If I can't have peace in my house, I'm going to get another one. What? Again, my detachment is top tip. I'm going to tell you what, we are so afraid. But you don't know what you're capable of doing until you leave. I teach that leaving is learning. You don't know your strengths. You don't know what you can do, your skills, none of that until you step out of your comfort zone. You have to be a risk taker in your life. You gotta step out and, come hell or high water, I'm gonna have to make it. Just like when they hit the bird up out the nest, right? When you get out the nest, you're gonna either sink or you're gonna either fly or you're gonna hit the ground. The grasshopper mentality we gotta do away with. The grasshopper mentality is a conditioned mind. That you're conditioned to think that you only can be this happy. That you can only have this much. That you can only go this far. You're not a product of your environment or a product of a broken home or a product of this and that or community. That's lies that people tell you. You have a divine right of choice. If you don't like what's going on in your life, that maybe when you're younger and you're forced to live in that environment, but I know young kids who are in environments that they don't like, and they go outside of their way in school, academically, even if they can't afford to play sports, they go with the books because the books is free. Why? Because I want a free ride to college. I got to get out of here. But it's about your mindset. It's about how bad do you want it for you. Because I can guarantee you, they ain't going to tell you now. They'll let you sit right there and rot. And when you disconnect, you can't just disconnect. You got to disassociate.
Yes.
What I'm saying, when I walk away from you, I let go of everything that's connected to you, to all of them casualties, your mama included. Mother, we listen. For real. Because I'm going to tell you what people will do. First and foremost, they're going to be loyal and they're going to kiki ha 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 with whoever they bring home. Your mama is your mama. Your friends are my friends. When we break up, that's casualties, baby. It was nice knowing you. I'm out. It is what it is. Why? Because I don't want that to be a part of my life. I'm not interested in what you got going on. I don't want you to be interested in what I got going on. And 99.9% of the time, what happens is they come around you so that they can give you that false hope. Girl, they don't love nobody like how they love you. Yeah, she good, but she ain't like you. You know what I'm saying? No, that's giving you that false sense of responsibility towards them. Like, I can't move on because y'all making me feel like it's still something here. I want to go and live my life, but because I got all his friends and his family members or her friends and her family members in my ear convincing me that there's something still there when you know for a fact that you already know what they got to offer. You've been there. You got to learn how to perfect your exit. You got to know when it's time for you to leave. You got to learn how to love and support yourself and do it on purpose. Showing up for yourself on purpose. Not looking for that outside validation, not looking for that green light or that go ahead from those folks, and understand that I'm doing this for me. Manifestation is intentionally created. And you have that divine right of choice. It's about flipping that switch. If you want something bigger and better, you have to step out there and you have to create it. It don't just happen. You have to create. And when we use the word create, that's action, right? Which means you have to work. And you don't get big things by doing big things. You get big things by doing small things and perfecting those small things to the point where they start to compound one on another. And before you know it, you build that confidence, that self-esteem, right? And now you go out there and you can accomplish those things. And just being, because I know I said something about evaluating yourself, but make sure you evaluate your circle as well. Because having good quality people in your life also matters. Because having the right people around, because see, some of y'all got company and it's not really a support group. You know what I'm saying? Those they're just company. People you can kick it with, but when the rubber hits the road, they got an excuse. They can't show up. They always got something else going on. And that's just how they do. But if it's a time for a party or anything like that, they first in line, they got you, and you know what I mean? Y'all can go to brunch and everything else. But when the real work comes in, the hard stuff, because that's what everybody runs from. As long as it's easy, we can do it. That's a fact. As long as it's easy, we can do it. But if it's a challenge, if it's inconvenience, if it anything like that, oh yeah, now you got to find it. You have to figure that out. You're going to have to figure that out. And those are not the type of people that you want to have around you. You want to have people around you that's going to hold you accountable. You want to have people around you that's going to show up for you and sometimes show up before you even get there. Oh, sis, I was holding it down till you got here, baby. Right? Because when you're doing something, that's what you want, especially when you're an entrepreneur. When you're stepping out and doing something, you want to make sure that the people that's there for you, that they're really there for you. Because sometimes you be looking out for them and not knowing that you need to really look out for them. She making me laugh. But no, for real, you over there looking out. Now, you really need to be looking out. You know what I'm saying? And you have to have that mentality where you'll remove anything and anybody that's not beneficial to your growth and your development. You have to be willing to disassociate, to disconnect completely from anything and anybody that's no longer servicing you. Some people gonna say, oh yeah, well, that means that it's beneficial. You want it. That's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I want. I only want, call me and say I'm a user then. I want you to use me while I'm using you. Hey, that's just what it is. I don't want nobody that's around me that don't want something from me. Just like I don't want to be around nobody that I don't want nothing from. I want to learn from you and you learn from me. If that's not the relationship that we have, then we're just company. That's not what I want. That's just a fact. That's just like people tell you don't be selfish. You ain't got to be selfish, but you do need to be self-full. Yeah. You do need to make sure you're taking care of yourself, pouring into yourself. And anything on the outside they can have, but you can't take away from you to give to them. And the only way that you have it to give is if you what? Self-full. I got to be full first. Because other than if I'm not, then I'm allowing you to deplete me, and I can't afford that. All right? The next, I already told y'all about the removing the fear. I had skipped through my notes, don't pay me no money. Listen, but in all honesty, you know what I mean, again, going back over, you have to be willing to walk away. You got to be willing to detach yourself. You got to be willing to have that mentality of, I want this for my life. I'm going to tell you right now, a narcissistic individual is always going to find some type of way to twist and turn, to manipulate situations for their own gain. And if you're not awoke enough to understand and see these patterns, because it's always going to be a pattern, if we're honest about it, there's nothing happening in our life that we wasn't aware of. Mm-hmm. Right? But that's a reality that we don't want to accept. We run away from that because it's easy to blame other people and to hold them accountable. But the season that we're in right now is about self-accountability. is self-love, self-journey. This is not a group project. This is not they do their part, you do your part. And no, this is something that you have to do on your own. And you have to be committed to the commitments that you're making to yourself because they're watching. As soon as you say that this is what your boundary is, as soon as you say this is the way that I'm going to live, this is what I'm going to do with my life, every energy that is surrounding you is now holding you accountable for that. And not only are they going to hold you accountable, they're going to test you. They're going to try you to see if you really mean exactly what you said. You said you love the Lord. Let's see how long this goes. You said you're going to get up and do your morning routine. Let's see how long that's going to go. You said you're going to learn how to meditate. You about to get in these seminars, these webinars. You about to do all of these things. Let me see how serious that you really are. And that's the reason why when you start your self-journey, some of y'all be like, well, coach, it just seems like I can't catch a break. Every time I take 4 steps forward, I get pushed 6 back. That's because you're being tested now. You weren't a threat when you didn't have nothing going on. When you wasn't working on yourself, you wasn't a threat. When you wasn't aware of who you are and what you are, you wasn't a threat. You don't become a threat to the enemy until you start seeing who you are, understanding who you are, understanding what it is that you bring to the table. Now you're a threat. Why are you a threat at that moment? Because self-awareness does not just make you aware of yourself. Self-awareness also makes you aware of the behavior of the people that surround you. So things that you didn't see before, you will start to see now. Things that you didn't understand before, you're going to start to understand now. Why? Because now you're not walking around wide asleep. Right? So it's important for you to always understand that at the end of the day, I got to know exactly where it is that I'm trying to go, what it is that I'm trying to do, and you have to be committed to the commitments that you make for yourself. Stand 10 toes to the ground with it, because there's going to be people that's going to be around you that's going to hold you accountable, good, bad, or indifferent, because the first thing that they're going to say is, I told you so. Yeah. You got some folk, they waiting. Oh, they waiting on that I told you so moment. They sitting there, they about to mess up in 5, 4, 3. Oh yeah, they send them to you, and when they send them to you, they send them just like your preference. You just said, oh, I'm gonna be celibate for the next 6 months. I'm about to really lock in and focus on myself. I done got me a life coach, and I'm fasting and I'm praying. And what happened? Hey, big head. They come, yeah, but they come in and they smelling how you want them to smell. Walking how you want them to walk, talking how you want them to talk, driving that thing that's nice, baby. Here they is living in that beautiful disaster. Have absolutely nothing to offer you but drama. But if you have not worked on yourself, hey, coach, I done backslid. We don't have time for a beautiful disaster. You have to pay attention to the shift that's happening right now. We're in a mental health crisis. You got motivational speakers and life coaches and ministers working on overtime on every single platform, putting out motivation, putting out ministry, calling people to the Lord, trying to help people. The suicide rate is through the roof, starting from 2020 with COVID. So half of us ain't even know who we was in a relationship with until COVID came. Y'all was busy working. You was busy working. They was doing 10, 12 hours. You was doing 10, 12 hours. Y'all was coming home, eating dinner, and y'all was going to bed. COVID came and said you can't go to work. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't marry the devil. Lucifer! How did you get in here? How? You know? Because you know you've been in them situations in your life and you go over there looking at yourself like, how in the world did I get here? You know? I know I done had some how in the world I got here situations now. You didn't even know who we were married to. Didn't know what was going on until that time came. And now we're in a situation where you gotta know who you are. You owe that to yourself. You have to have boundaries. You have to have consequences. You gotta be willing to stand 10 toes to the ground about yourself. You gotta wake up with that mentality of, I want this. Not for nobody else, but for me. Because I can't be a good mother, sister, brother, wife, husband, none of that until I'm a good me. Yeah. I gotta take care of me first. Ain't that what Cookie Line said? I gotta take care of me first. Like she be making me go. That's the bad one. That's the bad one. You gotta learn to take care of yourself first. And I said it about self-fool because I really want you to understand that there's nothing wrong with you being self-fool. It's not. The only people that are going to have an issue with you working on yourself, that's going to have an issue with you replenishing yourself and taking care of yourself, is the people that are already committed to that broken version. And they stay committed to that broken version because they don't want the responsibility of having to treat you different. They don't want the responsibility of having to accept and respect this new version of you. And they struggle with that. You know what I mean? Mostly because we came from the same hood. We came from the same trenches. We didn't have the same type of struggles. So where I'm going with this is, stop looking for your small community to support you. Stop looking for your friends and your family members to support you. Your support is never going to come from the people that you grew up with. Not first. They're not going to support you until it's good and known for them to support you. When they see everybody else doing it, they jump on the bandwagon then. So you have to think outside of that neighborhood. You have to think outside of that family and stop thinking that family get a free pass because, girl, you better ask mine. I got clicked out of Thanksgiving already. I'm going to go to prayer. They got Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? Because people don't want to be held accountable. And you have to be fair and consistent with your boundaries. Because if not, you'll deal with the people of saying, well, you didn't say nothing to them when they did it. When they did it and when they talk to you like that, you didn't do nothing about it. But the moment that I say something, then now you have a problem, right? So you have to be fair, you have to be consistent, and you have to love yourself on a regular basis. When I say this, what I want y'all to do for me real quick, at the end of, when I point to y'all, right, I want y'all to say, on purpose. All right? When I need y'all to say this loud, you are, give me some, cameraman.
I'm a professional. I'm a professional. I'm a professional.
Right. All right, y'all ready? I need y'all to say it good and loud. I want to make sure every devil in hell hear you, okay?
Uh-oh.
All right, y'all with me? Y'all know I love the Lord, man. All right. I'm loving myself on purpose. I'm showing up for me on purpose. I'm staying committed to my commitments on purpose. I am who I am on purpose.
Give it up for one more time. Give it up for one more time.
Alright, I do got one more thing I need y'all to do though. I need everybody to come this way because I need a picture with everybody. I'm about to take one big picture. Can I get one big picture?